It's playoff time for 7 Mid-Missouri high school football teams. We'll begin our expanded highlights from Elias. Phil Pitts on the Crusaders, coming off a thrilling come-from-behind win at Hannibal earlier this week. That was for the district championship, earning a home game today at Adkins Stadium. Elias hosting Clayton. Anthony Woodruff puts the first points on the board. A 23-yard field goal, 3-0 late in the first quarter. Elias defense forcing 3 Greyhound turnovers in the second quarter alone. Will Fife, the strong D lineman, falls on the fumble. Crusaders turn that into points. Garrett Bush-Jost running hard all day long, 208 yards, 36 carries, nice moves, and in from 13, 10-0 Elias lead. Sater D coming up with 2 interceptions in the second quarter. Look at this great juggling pick by Trent Dudenhafer. Dad Roger likes that. Cole Disler intercepted later, led to this Michael Tannehill 3-yard touchdown run. Elias heads to the locker room with a 17-0 halftime lead. Clayton makes a game of it. Third quarter, they got a safety, and this touchdown, it was a 17-8 game. But a big fourth quarter for Elias. Wyatt Porter finds his big target. Hale Hench in the end zone. That makes it a 24-8 Elias lead. Wyatt gets congrats from team manager Elijah Mayfield, the Crusaders superfan. And it was another Porter touchdown run. Icing it, the Crusaders are in the Final Four. They beat Clayton 31-8. Thanks to a strong running attack and great defense, Elias is moving on.
We had to do it a little bit differently. You know, the past game we knew wouldn't be there. We came into the game knowing that we could win up front, and our offensive line, Garrett Bush-Jost, Mike Tannehill, Griff McCurran, just really ran the ball hard, and I couldn't be more proud of winning the game that way.
Great game. Thanks to the line. I mean, we couldn't do anything without them.
We physically dominated it from the start. We knew we could, and we took care of business, did the way we should.
Final Four, you know, it's great. Farthest that I think we've gone besides our freshman year, but we're not satisfied. We're not satisfied yet. So Final Four is great, but we'll take it at the Dome.
And Tom Leffler has more on the Elias win over Clayton today. How far does he think this Crusader team will go? Check it out on Leffler's link on our website, connectmidmissouri.com. Elias will head to Harrisonville next Saturday. Harrisonville beat Platte County 28-7. That is the team, by the way, that Elias opened with this season, losing by 1 point. They'll get a rematch next Saturday. Webb City, a big win over Sullivan in Class 4. Also at St. Mary's out of St. Louis, winning the other quarterfinal game. Coming up next, did the California Pintos make it a lucky 13 for 13? And did Blair Oaks take care of business against unbeaten Clark County? Stay with us on a football Saturday night. Welcome back to our KRCG High School Football Playoff Extra. The Blair Oaks Falcons have made a habit of playing in the postseason. Let's go to Wardsville for a Class 2 quarterfinal test against 12-0 Clark County. Hard hitting on both sides. Look at Eli Roberts. Sacked the Indians quarterback. He goes down. Falcon fans on their feet, excited about this one after Clark kicked a field goal to take a 3-0 lead. Look at how Blair Oaks answers on the kickoff. Derek Otto hands to Ashton Mawson, and he will go the distance. Mawson, a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. At a 2-point conversion, it's 8-3. And that was the score at halftime. Blair Oaks leading. Must have been a great halftime pep talk by Brad Draley, because Blair Oaks came out on fire. Daniel Castillo stopped, but look what he did there. He flipped it to Derek, who goes in. Otto makes it 14-3 Blair Oaks. Then some Falcon defense. Corbin Singer comes up with a huge interception. The freshman takes it inside the Clark County 30. Later on, another INT for Blair Oaks. Joey Bernsketter, the pick six. 16-yard return for touchdown. That makes it 20-3 Blair Oaks. How about another Falcon pick? Another one from Bernsketter. Nice interception right on the sideline. Gets the catch. The very next play, Derek Otto will take the pitch, and he will take it around the far side. Blair Oaks beats Clark County 34-3. It wasn't close. A dominating victory. First loss of the year for Clark County. So the Falcons celebrate. They are 12-1. Congrats to Blair Oaks.
They've averaged 40 points a game, and we completely just, locked them down tonight. They didn't get anything. They only got 3 points, and I'm really proud of everyone.
We came out and played and didn't make mistakes. I mean, they made a few mistakes and we capitalized on them. So
Clark County's got a tremendous football team, but I'm very confident with our kids. We've got some seniors that have really done a lot of hard work, and what you're seeing is the payoff for that hard work. We've got some kids that really compete, and they did today.
Boy, an amazing program there at Blair Oaks. They win easily. They will go to Holden next Saturday for a Class II state semifinal. Holden beat Lathrop 48-27. On the other side of the bracket, Caruthersville, a big win, a lot of points over Maplewood, and Lamar beats Mountain View 55-14. If you've been to California, Missouri, you know it's a special community with a lot of pride in their Pintos. They had some great football years back in the 90s with 3 straight trips to the state championship games. Great crowd today for playoff football at Riley Field. Felt like old times. You get the feeling this team could make a trip to the Dome again. California 12-0 on the season, hosting St. Louis Duchesne. Duchesne strikes first in the first quarter. Clay Stolze connects with Nate Friedel. 16-yard touchdown. Pioneers up 7-0. Later in the quarter, 4th down. Jaden Barr rolls out, goes deep to Garrett Banquet. That's a 39-yard connection for the touchdown. We're all tied up at 7-7. Second quarter, Duchesne would knock down a 41-yard field goal. They go up 10-7. Pintos would struggle on offense in the first half. Seth Fairchild cannot handle this one. That goes into the end zone. Results in a safety. That would be a 12-7 Duchesne lead at halftime, but California coach Marty Albertson must have had some encouraging words in the locker room. Second half, California's Logan Rolls, 3-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion, give the Pintos a 15-12 lead. With the Pioneers driving in the third, Rolls, he's had a great year at the safety position. Some big hits, and how about some big interceptions? Here's one of them, taking it back into Duchesne territory. That would lead to a 5-yard touchdown. Why don't you give it to Rolls? Let him rock and roll into the end zone, putting California up 21-12 in the closing minutes of the game. The Pintos would seal the win with the interception by Dylan Albertson, outscoring Duchesne 14-0 in the second half. The Pintos move on to the semifinals next Saturday with a 21-12 win. How about that? California is now 13-0 on the season.
I can't be more prouder. These kids have worked hard all year long, and they just cease to amaze me. They come back and they don't quit. They come back and play with all kinds of heart.
We fought through some adversity. Didn't play too well the first half, but somehow found a way to get it done.
I just love this team. These guys showed so much heart today, you know, and I'm just glad we came out on top. It's a great team win.
Way to go, Pintos. They will move on to Maryville, north of Kansas City. Long road trip next Saturday. It'll be worth it, though. They get to play in the state semifinals. Maryville beat Kansas City Center 49-26. A lot more to come on our expanded high school football extra show. Did the Eldon Mustangs pull off yet another upset? And are the Tipton Cardinals making another trip to the state semifinals? Welcome back. Nobody's had more wins in Mid-Missouri high school football than the Tipton Cardinals since 2006. 68 straight regular season victories. They might be a little spoiled in Cardinal country, but some great community support for Tipton football. Tony Braby's team taking on Skyline in Class 1, a state quarterfinal game. Cardinals said they needed to play some defense today, and they did. Travis Edwards in on the sack. Skyline would fumble on this play, and look who scoops it up for the Gridbirds. That's Travis Edwards. Late first quarter, Dallas Peoples. He will take it from his own 12-yard line, finds a hole, makes a move, and sprints 88 yards for the touchdown. He's done it all season long. He does it again today. Tipton would trail, though, 7-6 at halftime, but early in the third quarter, Riley Brandt going to the air to his favorite target, wide open, Ethan Keckner. That's a 56-yard scoring play. Early in the fourth quarter, Tipton adds to the lead. Same combination, Brandt to Keckner. 20-7, Cardinals in command. Redbirds coming up with some takeovers. Dallas Peoples in the defensive backfield with the pick and a nice return. Somehow he will stay on his feet here. Yeah, spins and gets up, goes about 15 more yards. That did not lead to points, but this one does. Riley Brandt to Keckner. Look at this catch. Wow, gets the foot down. Add that to the Ethan Keckner highlight reel. That leads to a 42nd touchdown of the season for Dallas Peoples. Tipton wins it 28-7. The Cardinals are perfect, 13-0. They will head to the Class 1 state semifinals. Congratulations to head coach Tony Braby. That is career.
Well, it's just everything. We've been 2 years without being deep into the playoffs, and we're back to where we really feel comfortable. We've set team goals to make it to the semifinals, and we did it. I couldn't ask for a better group of seniors to play with, with their heart, and they do it every game.
It was just a hard and fought physical game. Two great teams going at it head-to-head.
In the first half, I felt like I was dropping everything. It was just a sigh of relief. The QB threw a perfect ball, and I was able to make a play and just pretty much wide open and walked into the end zone.
Congratulations to Tony Braby. That was victory number 200 in his career. He earns the well-deserved oversized cupcake that you saw how sweet it is. They will play Valley Catholic, two-time defending state champs. Tipton heads to St. Genevieve on Saturday. Valley beat Miller today. On the other side of the Class 1 bracket, 11-1 Salisbury. The Panthers welcoming South Shelby today. Salisbury in purple. Austin Francis hits Zach Wyatt here. He'll outrun all the white shirts. That's a 70-yard touchdown connection. Salisbury would add to the lead in the second half. Austin Francis, the quarterback, hits Brady Francis, the wideout, who does the rest, dives over the goal line for the Panther TD. Then how about this play fake? Francis to number 32, Daniel Linneman. That's a touchdown. Salisbury beats South Shelby 21-13. Moving to 12-1, on to the state semifinals. They will play Penny next week on the home field. They defeat Wellington Napoleon 35-14. The Eldon Mustangs are the surprise team of the state playoffs. Shannon Jolly's team opening district play at just 5-4, but they reeled off 3 big wins, including a comeback victory over Ava, then 2 blowout upset wins over Springfield Catholic and Osage. Eldon making the trip to Monette today in southwest Missouri, looking for another upset. Monette, though, had other ideas. Quarterback Kyle Woods to Curran Blairney. That's a 58-yard touchdown. Eldon trailed at 21-0 after the first quarter. Mustangs would get on the board, though, with this touchdown pass. Wyatt Greenwald hits Logan Shin for the TD, but not enough Mustang magic today. After a great district championship run, Eldon falls in the state quarterfinals 49-6 to Monette. Class 5 state play in Camdenton, where the Lakers are very familiar with the postseason. Camdenton hosting Central, Parkway Central, in a state quarterfinal game at the jaws of death. Lakers had trouble moving the ball first half. Parkway Central, Michael Slater gets down to the goal line, and then his quarterback Zach Lazenby, who goes over 7-0 Colts. That was the halftime score, and guess what? That was the final score. No more points scored all day long. Lakers season is over. Camdenton falls to Parkway Central. The final 7-0 down in Lakerland. We'll talk more high school football later, but next in, it's high school soccer. Quarterfinal Saturday. 4 mid-Missouri schools needing a win to make the Final Four. Who is moving on? And welcome back to our high school football playoff extra. Another kind of football played today. State soccer quarterfinal matches in Columbia. Rockbridge battling Springfield Kickapoo. About 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Bruins score. Tyler Bales, the senior midfielder, knocks it in off a Chiefs defender. 1-0 Rockbridge on top. That was a huge goal. Moments later, Kickapoo with a chance. Adam Strunk's shot off the crossbar. It stays 1-0. No scoring in the second half. So that was the final. The Rockbridge Bruins are going to the Final Four. They'll play in Blue Springs next week, facing powerhouse Chaminade.
I've got a bunch of guys who just play their heart out. They played. When they were out there, they were playing their butts off, and so that's what ends up happening. When you have guys with as much heart as these guys do, typically you're pretty successful.
In Ashland today, Chris Miller and the Southern Boone Eagles aiming to make some school history. A win would give the Eagles a first ever trip to the Final Four, hosting Canton Eagles of Southern Boone strike first. Tanner Helms, what a great job he has done through the playoffs. Ashland comes out 1-0. Eagles on top late in the first half. Gage Shoup, nice feed to Landon Bartell. 2-0 Southern Boone at the half. Eagles had 2 more in the second. Thomas Blanchard and Gage Shoup score. Southern Boone wins 4-0 without their injured standout Jacob Moore. A school record 26th win. That is more wins than any other soccer team in the state of Missouri at this moment. The Eagles will face Bishop LeBlond in the state semifinals in Blue Springs on Friday at noon.
You toss around in your head every time you start a season, and you know the likelihood of it actually happen doesn't go very often, and when it does, you just kind of take a step back and breathe, and it happened.
And it happened for Chris Miller and the Eagles. Congratulations. Meanwhile, in another Class 1 game, it was Sacred Heart falling. Their season is over, losing to Springfield Catholic, and the Rolla Bulldogs and their year losing to Carthage 2-0. NCAA soccer at Mizzou tonight. First round play. The Tigers hosting Illinois. Ali Asoba takes the shot, puts it in the corner of the goal for Illinois. It's a 1-0 Illini lead. Second half. Meanwhile, Danielle Nottingham scores for Missouri. It's a 1-1 game. They would play through 2 overtimes, tied up. They go to PKs. Missouri missed its first 3 shots, while Illinois made its first 3 shots, winning 3-0 in PKs. The Tigers' season is over, falling 2-1 in PKs. First round of the NCAA tournament. It's one and done for Missouri.